guys, my name is Dr. K and I'm really excited to talk to you guys today about myself and my locums journey. Oh, and before we skip this part, many of you may or may not know me from Instagram. I am on Instagram at Dr. Kaydo, where I also function as a content creator. I do think of myself as a creative. I've always loved editing and making videos, and so it's been really nice to not only dabble into that, but also like photography, which I've done for a long time, and kind of combining my other sets of skills for something that can help me and hopefully help others. So if you're not familiar, please follow me on Instagram and send me a DM if you have any questions about my journey. So I am from Texas. I grew up here and I ended up wanting to go to medical school in Texas really because I always had an affinity for, of course, helping others, but also combining my passion for the sciences and my desire to help others to get into medicine, and also being exposed to some ideas in public health that I really enjoyed, maybe want to pursue primary care. So I ended up finishing family medicine residency just about a month ago, and I'm taking some time off before my locums assignment. So I have wanted to pursue locums for about a year now. It was halfway through residency that I learned about locums, and what really appealed to me about locums was the chance to experience different practice settings before signing a long-term contract, and the flexibility of the time off you can get between assignments. I am hoping to start my first assignment in the Northeast, and I'm really excited for a different change, a different setting. I'm looking into outpatient assignments, so I want to do clinic because I have a lot of experience in the outpatient setting in residency, and I do think that that's my favorite, and I do think that's my strongest training. So aside from that, I also feel competent and ready for urgent care, but at this point in my life I am hoping to start with clinic and then kind of go into different settings like I mentioned earlier. My ideal location and my ideal setting for work would look like me working within a 40-minute radius to where I'm living, and that's really important to me because I will be having a place that I'm staying in when I go up to the Northeast, and I want to have a short commute, but also I'm open to the fact that I can't have that 20-minute commute necessarily if I want it. I also would love to be in an outpatient setting where I can work 4.5 days on average, but ideally I would like to have a day for documentation, catching up on results and patient phone calls, things like that. And I also would love to have an environment at work that is supportive, and an environment that's gonna really push everyone to work at their very best potential. So I hope that can happen because I'm really excited to see patients again. I feel like this 1 month break has even been too long, and I really miss working because I love what I do. When I initially learned about locums, it was through an attending of mine in residency, and I really had no idea. And now that I'm speaking to recruiters, I realize that there's a lot of people who don't know enough about it, even when they are starting. But I was lucky enough to have a mentor in residency who was doing locums at our clinic and took me on as someone that she could help and guide. That being said, I still have a lot of questions when I do speak to recruiters, and some of these questions may be things about the logistics of housing, or if I can get a car rental, location, and I really find it really insightful, the information that recruiters can give us, and I have some awesome recruiters that I'm talking to, and they've been so kind through this whole process. I think the hardest part, and my advice to those who want to do locums, is that if you do have an area, especially like a tri-state area like where I'm looking, be sure to have all your documentation, your licensing done before you start looking for the job process, because you will find that a lot of open assignments are for people who are already licensed, and licensing can be a pain and can take a while. So my recruiters have been awesome helping me with the process, but I still have lots of questions for them, and I think that when you're going into speaking with a recruiter, it is really important that you know what you're looking for and are also open. If you can be open-minded with what the recruiter suggests, it will really help you with your future assignment. So for example, when I first went into this, I was very much had this idea in my head that I wanted to work this many miles away from where I was planning to live, and I wanted to have certain kind of practice setting, and that didn't include X, Y, and Z. But I think speaking to recruiters has really helped me have a better perspective of being realistic, but also being open about what I want. And I am lucky that they're receptive to my needs, but I also have to be open with what they are suggesting because they've been doing this for a long time. I also have noticed that my recruiters are very receptive to my wants and needs. So even though they will tell me to be open-minded, they do keep in mind the things that I've told them about. Like, for example, if I speak to my recruiter even a couple of weeks later, she'll remember and have notes from our last meeting. Oh, like, you wanted this, right? And so I'm looking out for this in a job. And that means a lot to me because they are really advocates for me, and your recruiters are looking out for what is best for you. So I suggest having that relationship with them and building that trust so that you guys can work together to give you the best assignment possible.